Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. Today we are going to see how British government made good legislative reforms on our personal laws in India. The important legislation, the Sati, abolished by British government. Lot of Christian missionaries and Hindu reformists doing this wonderful work with the support of British India. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. Legislative reforms on British India. Before independence, the British were of the opinion that interference in the matter of family law, which is mostly connected to the religion and customs of Hindus and Muslims, will lead to protest and disaffection against the British. The British became more convinced of this after the Revolt of 1857. As before the revolt, the Governors General of East India Company introduced many reformatories laws. Since the British feared opposition from orthodox community leaders of Bhramins, only the Indian Succession Act 1865, which was also one of the first laws to ensure women's economic security, attempted to shift the personal laws to the realm of civil. Lord William Bentick in 1829, with combined effort of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, introduced the Sati Regulation, which abolished the practice of Sati throughout the company's jurisdiction. There were law reforms passed which were beneficial to Hindu women, like the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act of 1856, Married Women's Property Act of 1923, and the Hindu Inheritance Act 1928, which is in a significant move, permitted a Hindu woman's right to property. However, such protection was not extended to Muslim women due to the opposition from conservative Muslim groups who wanted to follow Sharia law. The reforms brought by the British were mostly for Hindus and not for Muslims. This was because in Hindus, many new reformist Christian missionaries and progressive leaders like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar were there, who were continuously requesting the government to bring a law and abolish many ill practices. While in the Muslim community there was no progressive leader to lead the reform movement in the community, the passing of the Hindu Women's Right to Property Act of 1937 led to the formation of B.N. Rao Committee, which was set up to determine the necessity of common Hindu laws. The committee concluded that it was time of a uniform civil code which would give equal rights to women, keeping with the modern trends of society, but their focus was primarily on reforming the Hindu law. The committee reviewed the 1937 Act and recommended a civil code of marriage and succession. It was set up again in 1944 and sent its reports to Indian Parliament in 1947. During the last year of their rule, British initiated the framing of a uniform code for Hindus. They set up a committee in 1941 under the chairmanship of B.N. Rao, who was a civil servant. The committee toured India, gathering a large number of people belonging to Hindu community who had similar opinion towards the changing they proposed. By 1946, they had prepared a draft of a personal law code which was to be applied on all Hindus. Bible talks about British reforms in social life of India. In chapter Ecclesiastes 9 verse 14 to 16, there was a little town, India, and few men, feeble citizens in it. And there came a great king, that is upper caste Bhramins, against it and besieged it, and built great siege works against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and by his British and Christian missionaries and reformist wisdom he delivered the city. But no one remembered the poor man. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom was despised, and his word were not heeded.